Hello and welcome back. I hope we all had enough time to get ourselves a tea or a coffee and something maybe to eat to give ourselves a little more energy. Why? Because we need all the energy we have to get the correct syllable and the word stress in the right place. It takes a little bit of effort to get it in the right place in the beginning, and then it only follows through. I would like to come to page 56 of your workbooks. Yes, we will go further from the word lists that we were doing and come to page 56. No, we'll come to page 56 or where it says session 22, syllable stress. Yes? Okay. Do you have it? And we'll also have it on the screen. So syllable stress, this is what we were doing. We'll do a little bit further and come back to the word lists that we have. Yes, we said there are three features that decide which syllable is stressed and accentuated. The first is the stress, the breath force. The second is the length of the vowel. And the third is the pitch change. We've been doing this in the words that we've done till now. There are some rules for syllable stress. Yes, there are some rules for syllable stress. The first is, to get the correct pronunciation, we need to stress on one syllable in the word. Please remember, generally we have one syllable that is stressed in a word. Communication problems generally arise. Notice how I'm saying the word generally. Gen gets a stress. Generally. Not generally, but generally. Communication problems generally arise due to misplaced stress on a syllable. Yes, when the syllable stress is at an incorrect place, it leads to miscommunication or communication problems. Therefore, there are certain guidelines given to help you get better with pronunciation by using correct syllable stresses. However, it's best not to be rigid and lose spontaneity. Yes, you can't be in a language like English be bound by rules because this is how it has to be done. Of course there are there, but English also has many exceptions to the rules. So be spontaneous in learning these syllable stresses, because many times you'll see words keep developing and they will keep changing their syllable division and syllable stress as well. But what we are trying to do here is get one basic general agreement on pronunciation of syllable words. In an English word of more than one syllable, we've done some words with more than one syllables. Yes, one of the syllable is pronounced with greater prominence. Like we said, it is jumped up. Yes, with greater prominence than the others. And the syllable that is pronounced more prominently than the others is in the same word is said to be accented or to receive the accent. Like I said, it gets the little apostrophe. Yes, that's the accent that you get. Yes, it's the little apostrophe that's accented, means that is stressed. The greater prominence of a syllable may be due to stress or greater breath force, but often the length of the vowel in a syllable, stress and pitch change, work together, yes, to render a syllable more prominent than its neighboring syllables, like we've done in some of the words here. Yes, the pitch goes up, the force comes up as well, and all of these together gives the syllable its stress. There are no doubt a number of words like gree and it says there are no doubt a number of words like agree, and agreement. Yes, agree, agreement. Yes, in which the derived word takes the accent on the same syllable on which the word from which it is derived takes the accent, like agree, agreement. Yes, but there are a number of derivatives in which there is a change in the accented syllable. What is the derivative? Like agree becomes agreement, so the derivative is agree. Yes, I'm sure all of you know. Like academy. Yes, the word ACADEMY, academy. Academy. Not academy, but academy. And we have the next word next to it, academic. Not academic in this academic session, no, it's academic. Academic. Dem gets a stress. Academic. Yes, academic. Yes, and the next word that we have further than this is academician. Academician. Yes, so we have the original word academy. Academy. Yes, next word academic. Academy, academic. Yes, and the third word that we have is academician. So all of us are academicians. Academicians. Yes, academy, academic, academicians. Yes, then we have advertise. Of course, we've done this many times. Advertise. Let me hear you. Say it once more. Advertise. And we remember how to say the verb correctly. Advertise. But we have something that we advertise with is an advertisement. 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 Yes, it is not advertisement, it is advertisement. Advertisement is one syllable, so you have to say it closely together. Advertisement. Once more, advertise, advertise, and advertisement. The, clearly to be said, advertisement. Let me hear you. Advertisement. Then we have examine. The word examine. I will examine the papers. Yes, examine. To examine. And then we have the next word, examinee. He or she is the examinee. Means the person who is examining something is the examinee. Like we said, employ and employee follows the same thing. Employ, employee. Examine, examinee. So you see the change of the stress. Please remember, the stress and the stressed syllable is not, oh, I will do it today and I will not do it tomorrow. It has to be done every time. That's how the correct pronunciation happens. Okay? Examine, examinee. Inferior, inferior. Yes, inferior and inferiority. Inferior, inferiority. Inferior and inferiority. Inferiority gets the stress. Inferior, inferiority. Yes, inferiority. Then we have very important three words. The first one, photograph. Photograph. Yes, that we sometimes shorten to say photo, but let's go with the complete word, photograph. Photograph. Yes, next one. How do we say it? Photographer. How do we say that? Second word. Photographer? No. How is it said here? The stress is on Tographer. So how do we say that? How will we pronounce it? Photog. That's the change that will happen. It will become photographer. Not photographer, but photographer. The tog gets a clear stress and it is pronounced as photographer. Photograph, photographer. Not photographer, but photographer. 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 And we have the next word, photographic. Photographic. So you see, photograph, photographer, photographic. Because photo and graphic compound word comes together to say photographic. So 3 different places the stress changes: photograph, photographer, photographic. Let me hear you say the 3 words once more. Photograph, photographer, and photographic. Good. Yes. Then we have the next word, politics. Some of us are interested in, some of us don't like it at all. Yes, some of us do a bit of politics. 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 Yes. Next one, political. Remember, it's not political, it's no R, it's P. Political. Litical gets the stress. Political. Yes, political. Political. And then we have the person who does politics and is political is a politician. Politician. So politics, political, and politician. Politician. Please notice how much stress I'm using to say the word, how the pitch goes up, how much more effort is said at the stressed syllable. Very important. So the syllable stress rules that we've done are what we need to keep in mind. We said we need to get the correct stress and just one part of the word is stressed. Yes, and it's a combination of raising of the pitch, a little more puff of air maybe, and a little more effort that gets us the correct syllable stress. And then we have, of course, the correct vowel, the stress of the vowel in the syllable. Yes, the vowel syllable is something that we need to always keep in mind. So the last one that we have here in this list is on this page, responsible. Ponsible gets a clear stress, responsible. So you notice how much more my pitch is getting higher. I'm saying ris and pon. Respon. That's how you have to say it as well. Responsible. And that's what we all are and hope our students are as well. Responsible. And if they are responsible, what does it rest on us? The responsibility. Absolutely. Responsibility. The ability gets the stress. Responsive at the same level, and then ability goes up. Responsibility. Responsibility. Let me hear you say that. Responsibility. Perfect. And responsible. Responsible. You see, this is what the people refer to as the music of the language. It's this up and down, the force. That's what it is. It's very, very important for us to get the syllable stress right. So let's just go through these words once more. Academy, academic, academician. Yes, academician. Then we have advertise, and we have advertisement. And the ver clearly heard, the ver, advertisement. Perfect. Then we have examine. And we have examinee. Yes, since I am the examinee, I'll have to examine a lot of papers. Yes, that's how you use it. Then we have inferior. and inferiority. We have the three words, very important, very often mispronounced: photograph, photographer, and photographic, and photography. Not photography, but photography. Photography. Yes, and then we have politics and political, and the person who does all this is a politician. Yes, politician. Then we all are hopefully responsible, because it is our responsibility. Yes, it's our responsibility. We have a number of dissyllabic, two-syllable means disyllabic or dissyllabic, however you want to pronounce it, words in English in which word accent depends upon whether the words are used as a noun, adjective or verb. We've done a few words like that earlier. Yes, advice. Yes. Now, if these words are used as nouns or adjectives, the accent is on the first syllable. Remember that, please. Yes. If these words are used as nouns or adjectives, the accent is on the first syllable. And if these are used as verbs, the accent is on the second syllable. Very important. I'm sure you can see it on your screen. This list that we have, it is also on your page 56. Yes, also on your screen. Very important. Word, noun, adjective or a verb. Yes. Now, the sort of a noun that we have, the schwa symbol that we have, we've done all this. Let's see how the sounds are being produced. The first one is absent. If we use it as a noun, all of us know what is a noun, yes. If we use it as a noun or an adjective, then it is absent. Yes, absent. He is absent. Absent. And if we use it as a verb, to absent. To absent. And as we've seen, there's a schwa in the beginning to say ab, and so it's an absent. To absent or absent. concert, concert. There's a musical concert. There is a musical concert. And then we have a concert. The concerted effort. Yes? These are how it changes from a noun to a verb. And of course the syllable stress changes, and that needs to be shown through our speech by the difference of a stressed syllable. Okay? So, the next one, we have a very important word we use very often, conduct. Yes, the noun is conduct. Yes, conduct. The R sound heard clearly, conduct. And the verb becomes to conduct. Yes, to conduct. I'm sure biology, physics, all of that, to conduct electricity. The wire conducts electricity. He needs to conduct the traffic. The traffic policeman conducts the traffic. The director conducts the music. The bus conductor. Yes, but the conduct of the students should always be in order. The conduct and to conduct. So you see, the same word, if it's used as a noun or an adjective or a verb, needs to be translated into our speech as well. And how do we do that? With the stressed syllable. Then we have contract, that we did earlier today, contract, and then we have contract, to contract. Yes? Then we have contrast as a noun and an adjective, And then we have contrast. There were contrasting views about the situation at the war scene. Okay? Contrast and contrast. Then we have convict. A person who's convicted of something is a convict, and of course as a verb we will use it like I just said, convict, to convict. The judge was going to convict him of murder. Yes? And so the convict was hanged. So the convict as a noun, and to convict. Difference in the stress syllable needs to be heard. Please remember the next one, D-E-S-E-R-T, desert, desert and desert. To desert and desert. What's the difference? One's a desert, yes, like what we have in Rajasthan, desert, Registan, desert, and desert. Which one is that? It's either Swedish, or also when someone leaves you, when leaves a ship. He deserted me, he deserted his lover, he deserted someone. Yes, he is a deserter, someone who leaves the armies, still till date officially called a deserter. Yes, someone who leaves without any reason or information is a deserter. Yes, deserter. Then we have digest. Digest. The digest. What is a digest? Like the Reader's Digest, the magazine that is very popular for years now, and is an excellent magazine for even maybe something that you can ask your students to read, because it gives them word power. It's good English, it's standard good English, it has interesting articles, there's some humor, there's something of personal interest, something that you can ask. Digest and digest is the action, the what happens in our stomachs. Yes, or also, I could not digest what she told me about what she had been through. Yes, the digest is in the library, and I am going to digest what I have just eaten. Yes, digest and digest. Difference in the stressed syllable. Please remember, it's very important for us to make the difference in speech as well. Then we have all these words: export, import, object, perfect, permit, present, produce. Yes, let's just quickly look at the rest of the words and try and tell me what the meaning is of the different noun and the verb, and how will we say it. Please look at the next few words and just let me know, how do you say it differently. We have E-X-P-O-R-T. I'll say the word as a noun. Export. Okay, export. And as a verb, how will we say it? How did we say? What do we do when we need to stress the syllable? Of course, with a little more effort, but what we can also do is elongate the vowel sound. Yes. So what we do is, it's export as the noun, and to export something. Export. Yes, I am going to export wheat from my farm. Export, to export. He is going to export it. Yes, and the export is waiting in the dock or at the airport. So export and export. So remember, you can stretch the vowel a little bit more to give the stress as well. The same way we have import, means coming in, import, and to import. Yes, the import of the countries depend on the season, and to import this, I will have to pay a lot of duty. Yes, this is the import duty. Yes, to import this, it will take a bit of time. So import as in the noun, and import as the verb. Same way we have object. The object is on the table. Yes, object. This is an object. Object. And then what you do generally, what lawyers do a lot. Yes, exactly. In a courtroom, they object. Yes, and the judge overrules it. No, what I'm trying to show you is the difference between object, as in this is the object, and to object. Yes, I objected to what she was saying about him. Yes, I will need to object here. I am sorry, but I do not agree. Object, to object. Yes, I objected to the students going on a picnic. Yes, so object, to object, and the object. Okay, let's carry on. The next one is perfect. Perfect. Yes, and perfect. What's the difference? If someone can tell me what's the difference between perfect and perfect. Do you hear a difference in how I'm saying it? Perfect and perfect. Perfect is when something is wonderful, it's perfect. It's perfect. I like this, it's perfect. But I still need to perfect my sounds. Yes, it's a verb, absolutely, to perfect. The painter needed to perfect the art of drawing landscapes, for example. To perfect. Then we have permit. He has the permit to go and see the zoo. Yes, and to permit, I need to permit him to go there today. Yes, permit and permit. How do we say it? Permit and permit. Yes, a little more stress, a little more sound of the vowel can also be stretched. Permit and permit. Then we have present, yes, and present. Please remember, two different ways of saying the same word give us two different meanings. And so where you stress the syllable will depend on what you're trying to say. I am present here. Yes, I hope all of you are also present there. Yes, I am present here. You are present there. My present to you is the session today. Yes, which I am presenting in front of the camera. Yes, you hear a difference. Present is when you are there. Present, also the present that you can neatly wrap in a box and give someone the gift, is also present. And then what do you do with the present? You present it. The zent gets a stress, means to give something. So you hear the difference of the stressed syllable changes the meaning of the word. So a stressed syllable, as I can carry on stressing again and again, is a very important component of the pronunciation of a word. Yes, present, present, and then we have the next word, produce. 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 Produce is what? The produce. The produce of the farm is wheat. Whatever is being produced. And of course, like I just said, to produce. Yes? He is producing a lot of apples in his orchard, and the produce of the orchard is apples. The produce means whatever the object is. The produce, apples or wheat. The produce and to produce. Yes? The produce. So these were the words that we had here. Now let's go back and look at this, the list of words that we had done, like number, overage. Yes, we had done that earlier. This one on page 54. Yes, we had done this. We had done digit, department, effective. We had an invoice, event. Yes, now that we know these rules, now that we know the patterns of pronunciation, when it changes as a verb, as a noun, yes, now let's look at these words once more and see how we are producing them. And I would like you to try and say it out for me. Yes, the first one that we will do is option. Absolutely, the op gets a stress. We are on page 54. Option. caption, and that's something that we have for our email and for our electronic cards or for an ATM machine, is the, what's the next word? Password. Exactly. Remember, it's not password, it's pass gets the stress. Password. Okay, password. Then we have preceding. Yes, notice how I'm not saying preceding, I'm saying prick, like a prick, like a pin prick. Preceding. Yes, preceding. Yes, good, preceding. Then something that I would like all of us to be, and I'm sure all of us are, is perfect. Perfect and not perfect, because to perfect is the verb, but we need to be perfect. Perfect. And that's a word that we can also use when we agree with something. Yes, we can say, would you like to go there at 6 tomorrow? Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's a different way of saying yes. Perfect. Yes. Then we can say the next word, P-R-E-F-E-R, very important. Very important is prefer. 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 Yes, prefer. Prefer. Yes, not prefer, not prefer, but prefer. I prefer doing the lesson this way. Yes, prefer, not prefer. Very often we say it incorrectly and say prefer. It's not prefer, it's prefer. Okay? Thank you. Then we have something that we have for our mobile connections. It's what? It's P-R-E-P-A-I-D. It's prepaid. Exactly. Also, sometimes we get at a railway station that we can buy a prepaid taxi. Prepaid. Not prepaid, but prepaid. Two very important words here. We have prefer and not, what do we say, prefer? It's not prefer but prefer. I prefer doing it this way. He prefers tea to coffee. Yes, I prefer biology to chemistry. Just a sentence. I prefer English over any other subject. Yes, so prefer, remember, and not prefer, it's prefer. And the next one which we have, of course, is prepaid, and not prepaid, but prepaid. Yes, the next word we have is program or program. Which one? How would we stress the word and how would we say it? Program or program? What's the difference between when I say program and when I say to program? Exactly. The program is what we are attending. The program for tomorrow is that we will meet at 9. And what a computer person or a software person does is to program the computer. Yes? I need to program the machine or the computer so that it responds correctly. Then we have the next one, processing. Processing. Not process, but processing. Processing. And we have the word process. P-R-O-C-E-S-S. The process of correcting the examination papers is lengthy. Yes, the process of, and the verb is processing. Processing. Then we have purchase. Yes, very important word, purchase. To purchase. Yes, please remember to purchase. The paper before you come tomorrow. To purchase. Okay? And the same word, if we put it as a verb, we will say to purchase. To purchase. He wanted to purchase the car before it was sold to someone else. Okay? Purchase and purchase. Then we have plan as a single syllable word, plan, and something that we use very often as teachers, a question. KW, something we have to remember, question. 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 Yes, recorded. All these lessons that we do here are recorded, and not recorded, but recorded. The call gets a stress to say recorded. I hope all of you are practicing with me and saying the words out. Recorded. Replacement. Replacement. Rebate. Reference. Renew. That's another important word, renew. I need to renew my library card. I need to renew my license. Yes, license and renew. License and renew. Yes, renew. Renew. Next one, of course, we've done earlier, refer. Yes, refer. I will ask him to refer to the dictionary. Please ask your students to refer to a dictionary, not refer, but refer. Like the fur on an animal, the same fur is what we hear in this word as well. Refer. Refer. Then we have next one, recognize. Recognize. Not recognize, but recognize. Re gets a clear stress. Recognize. Recognize. Next word, R-E-L-A-T-I-V-E. Very often mispronounced and misheard. Not relative, but he's related or she's related, yes. But she or she is absolutely a relative. 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 And the verb clearly heard, relative. Then we have represent. And which one is this? Is this the verb? Is it the noun? Represent. That is the verb, to represent. I am going to represent the school in the inter-school matches. He represents the country in the Olympics. And to represent is that the correct way, or when do we say represent and represent? Exactly, the correct way, I heard it here, is represent. To represent. Yes, represent. Then we have the next word which is related to this, is representative. Very, very, very often mispronounced. How do we say this? Take a look at this word. This is a word that you'll have to do many times, hopefully not for yourselves. You know the correct pronunciation already, but for your students is a word that we'll have to correct over and over again, which is representative. Not representative, it is representative. Representative. It is a tive at the end to call it representative. Representative. Yes, representative. Good. Let me hear you say it once more. representative. Representative. Okay. And we have scroll, you know, scroll on your computer or a piece of paper that has been rolled. A scroll, save. Then we have serial. Serial, like a serial number that you have sometimes on machines. Serial, or the serial that you follow on television. Yes, serial. Then we have street address or address. Which one will we say it here? Which one will we say here? Street address or street address? Which is what? Noun and verb. Absolutely, like we did earlier. Yes, exactly. That's correct. It is address. The address. Street address. And we said to address. What I am doing right now for you is to address you. Yes, to address and the address. Please remember the difference in the pronunciation so that we can tell our students as well. Yes, store. Then we have status. It is status. Status. What is the status of my application? What is the status of my promotion? Yes, status. Then we have social. Many times we hear a miscommunication or mispronunciation of this word by it being called social, with two sh sounds. There's only one sh sound in the middle. In the beginning is a s, like Sam, see, you, sir. Okay, so that is social. So and shall. Not social studies, but social studies. This is a common error that we will have to keep correcting for ourselves and for our students. Social. Yes, social. Then we have success. Success. This is incorrectly stated here in your workbooks. We have got the SUC as the stressed syllable, which is incorrect. It is not success, it is success. The cess should be highlighted and not suck. Please make the correction here. It is not success, it is success. Success. Yes, success. Then we have services. 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 Not services, but services. Security. Security. Sprint. Screen. Summary. Toll. Transfer. Yes, I might be transferred. Transferred, not transferred, but trans gets a stress to call it transferred. Thousand. Thousand. Twice. Please remember the clear W sound there. Twi. And the I. Twice. Next word, verification. He needs to come across to do the verification. Yes, verification. Verification. Very. Very. Voicemail. Voicemail. What people can leave on your telephone to leave you a message. Voicemail. Version. Valued. Warranty. Work. And the last one that we have here is, the second one in your workbooks, on the last one on the screen here, is the word however. This is a word we have to say many times, and we have to say it correctly. However, it's not used correctly many times. I hear many different versions of it. I hear however, I don't know, many different versions. There's only one correct version of this, and that is however. Because it's a bit of a tongue twister to move the lips away to say how, and then to get it back to say ever. So when you say it quickly, it becomes however. Yes, which is incorrect. So please make sure this is a word you practice a lot with your students and for yourselves as well. It is however. So take your time with the word and say it. However, I need some time with the word however. However, we must get it correct every time. However. Okay, again a compound word to how and ever coming together to say however. Yes, however. Then we have wireless web. Yes, wireless web. Wireless web. Weekend. Weekend. Please remember, this sometimes is mispronounced and we hear weekend. What are you doing this weekend? Weekend sounds like W-E-A-K-E-N-E-D, which is weakened. After a bout of illness, he was weakened. Yes, or when the party left him in large numbers, his position was weakened. Yes, but what we are talking about here is the end of the week, which is weekend. So we'll have to say it with a stress on week, weekend. Weekend. So you can hear two different. On the weekend, what I did left me weakened. Yes, I was ill over the weekend, and so I was weakened. Both the weekend and weakened in the same sentence. Weekend. What are you doing this weekend? I have been weakened, so I will recover this weekend. Yes, you hear the difference in the pronunciation. Of course, Y-E-A-R is something that we have to use many times, and I get the miscommunication or the mispronunciation with the ear. Yes, it's not an ear. This is an ear. The part of the organ, the organ of your body is the ear, whereas Y-E-A-R, there's a Y in front. It has to be said year. That's a sound, that's a particular sound that we will have quite often misplaced in Punjab. So for us as teachers, it's a very important sound that we've done already, but for you to carry on correcting. Year is a year. Many people will also say, call or pronounce the what is that? E-U-R-O-P-E, the continent, is Europe. Europe. Okay, that is Europe. Europe and not Jorop. I've heard it many times in Punjab when the year is inversed with a j. So please remember, for us, if we have to keep correcting this sound many times and reiterate the year sound, it is Europe and not Jorop. Okay, Europe. It is Europe. Then we have the days of the week. Yes, where the stress is in each day is something that you need to see in the pronunciation of each word. Yes, Monday. The mun gets a clear stress. Monday. Not Monday, but Monday. Mun and day. Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Remember we had said it's Wednes and not Wedness. So, and the clear were in front. Wednesday. Unvoiced Thursday. Not Thursday, not Thursday. It's Thursday. How did we say we are producing the th sound? Tongue between the teeth, Thursday. Thursday, yes. Friday, I sound Friday. Friday. Then we have Saturday. Please remember, it's not sach. It's not a ch. There's no ch sound here. It's a t. How did we pronounce the t? We said the tongue behind the top teeth at the ridge, just the tip of the tongue to give us t. So Saturday, and not Saturday. If the tongue is curling too much or curling at all, the tongue should not curl. It should just raise up behind the top teeth for the front portion to touch to give us a clear t. Saturday. Yes, Saturday, and of course Sunday. Sunday. What day is it today? Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Yes. Then of course we've done these days of the week and months of the year, but now we're looking at them with the stressed syllable. So in the first month of the year we have January. Jan gets the stress. January. February. February. Feb gets the stress. March. Single syllable word. March. April. A gets the stress. Very remember, it's not April, it's not April, it's not April, it's April. A gets a clear stress and has to be said with a higher pitch. It is April. Yes, April. Then we have May. May. June. July. I sound to be heard. I, because these are all single syllable words. April is a two syllabic word with A getting the stress. April. Yes. May, June, July, and then we have the month of August. Clear R sound to be heard there. August. August. September. 10 gets a clear absolute syllabic division. September. September. 10 gets the stress. September. Then we have October. Remember, not ok, not ak. It's not October. No, it's an ok. Yes, R sound and a k. Ok. Ok. And the toes on your feet, toe. So October. October. And the toe gets the stress. October. November. Ver to be heard clearly. November. November. Okay, November, and we have the last month of the year, December. December. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all with the stresses. Then we have the months of the year, January, February, March, April, A getting the stress, April, May, June, July, August, all getting the stress in a clear, or September, 10 getting the stress, September, October, November, and December. Yes, those are the stressed syllable words here. We've practiced. We will take a 5-minute breather and we will come back and continue with the next session where we will carry on with syllable stress and rate of speech, etc. I'll see you in 5 minutes.